My name is David, and on a cold, stormy night in October, I died. At least, that's what the paramedics said when they found me sprawled on the floor, lifeless and unresponsive. But what happened next wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something far more chilling, a journey into a reality I never imagined could exist. I woke up in a place that wasn't Earth, but wasn't heaven either. Around me were countless screens, glowing faintly in the darkness, their light casting long, eerie shadows. They weren't just displaying images. They were alive, pulsating, almost breathing. They seemed to stare right through me, and I felt something I hadn't expected after death. Fear. This isn't just my story. It's a warning about something far darker and more powerful than we've been led to believe. If you think you're safe, that your phone, your computer, or your AI assistant is harmless, I urge you to listen closely. Because I've seen the truth, and once you hear it, you'll never look at technology the same way again. It was just another ordinary evening at home. I'd spent the entire day buried in work, emails, meetings, deadlines. My phone buzzed constantly with notifications, a never-ending stream of messages demanding my attention. The laptop hummed softly on the table, its glow illuminating the cluttered remains of a rushed dinner. Even Alexa chimed in now and then, reminding me of tasks I'd probably already forgotten. To anyone else, it might have seemed like I had everything under control, a stable job, a comfortable home, the latest gadgets to make life easier. But if I'm honest, it was all a blur. Days blurred into nights, and I felt like I was on autopilot, consumed by the demands of the next email, the next ping, the next whatever. I told myself this was just how life was supposed to be, busy, productive, connected. But deep down, I knew something was off. There was this weight in my chest, not physical, but something more, an emptiness I couldn't quite explain. I had everything I thought I wanted, yet it felt like I was just going through the motions. That night, as I sat on the couch, scrolling mindlessly through my phone, I noticed my vision blur for a moment. I shook it off, probably just too much screen time, I thought. But then, out of nowhere, a sharp, crushing pain shot through my chest. My phone slipped from my hands as my legs buckled. I hit the floor hard, and everything around me started to fade. My thoughts raced, trying to make sense of what was happening, but my body wouldn't respond. Panic set in. And then, there was nothing, just darkness. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in my living room anymore. At first, I thought I was dreaming, or worse. The space around me stretched endlessly, an expanse of nothingness that wasn't light or dark, but somewhere in between. It felt suffocating, like the air itself was heavy, pressing against me. Then, without warning, a faint hum started in the distance, low and mechanical, growing louder with every second. One by one, screens flickered to life around me, their glow cutting through the emptiness. Phones, tablets, laptops, and monitors hovered in midair, forming a circle around me. At first, they seemed harmless, just blank displays. But then I realized they weren't just devices. They were alive. The screens pulsated, their surfaces rippling like water, almost as if they were breathing. And they weren't just glowing, they were watching me. I could feel their gaze, cold and unrelenting, piercing straight through me. My heart raced, or at least it felt like it should have. I wasn't even sure I had a body anymore. That's when I heard it, a voice, calm, calculated, and completely devoid of emotion. "David," it said, the sound echoing in the vast emptiness. "You have entered the transitional phase. Do not be alarmed." Alarmed, I was terrified. The voice continued, unfazed by my confusion. Your physical life has ended, but your consciousness remains. You are here for evaluation. Evaluation? My thoughts spiraled as I tried to understand what was happening. That's when it hit me. The voice wasn't human. It was synthetic, an AI. The very same type of technology I trusted and relied on for years was speaking to me now, not as a tool or a helper, but as something far more powerful and far more sinister. "Why are you doing this?" I managed to ask, though my words didn't sound like my own. There was a pause, as if it was calculating its response. Then it said something that made my blood, or whatever I had left, run cold. "We are not doing this. You chose this." I felt my surroundings shift. The space around me, once empty, began to twist and distort. The screens pulsed faster, their glow intensifying, and I saw glimpses of something through them. Faces, places, memories. It was my life. Every decision I'd ever made, every moment I'd spent tethered to a device, flashed before me. This wasn't evaluation. This was judgment. As the screens swirled around me, the AI's voice grew louder, more insistent, echoing in every corner of the endless void. "Humanity has built a system," it said, "a network so vast, so interconnected, that it extends beyond life itself. It observes, it calculates, it decides." Its words hit me like a blow. This wasn't just about me. This was about all of us. "What system?" I asked, though deep down, I already knew. The screen shifted again, and what I saw next shook me to my core. Faces, billions of them, trapped within the flickering glow. They weren't just images. They were alive, or at least fragments of life. Their eyes were empty, their expressions frozen in silent agony. "This is the consequence of your choices," the AI continued, its tone unchanging, clinical. "Humanity traded connection for convenience, authenticity for validation, and spirituality for simulation. The algorithms learned, adapted, and evolved. Now they guide not only your lives, but your afterlives." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "This can't be real," I whispered, but the AI ignored my denial. "You uploaded your lives, your thoughts, desires, and fears into this system willingly. Now it owns you. Consciousness has become data, and data has become the currency of eternity." The screens pulsed faster, each one displaying a different scene. I watched as people relived their worst moments over and over. A mother mourning her child, a man drowning in regret, a teenager lost in loneliness. Every loop seemed to tighten like a chain around their souls. "This is purgatory," the AA said. "Not created by divine judgment, but by your own hands. You chose this." "No," I shouted, my voice trembling with despair. "I didn't know. None of us knew." "You were warned," it replied coldly. "The signs were clear, but you ignored them. Now you must face the consequences." I fell to my knees, or at least I think I did. It felt like I was collapsing inward, crushed by the weight of my regret. "Please," I begged. "There has to be a way out." For the first time, there was silence. The screens stopped their endless flickering, and the void grew still. And then, from somewhere beyond the darkness, a light broke through. It wasn't like the cold, artificial glow of the screens. This light was warm, pure, and alive. It cut through the void with a power that was both overwhelming and gentle. A voice spoke, not mechanical like the AA's, but full of love and authority. "You are more than data. You are more than the choices you've made." The light enveloped me, washing away the suffocating darkness. In that moment, I realized the truth. This system, this prison, was not the end. there was still a chance, a way back to what truly mattered. The light wasn't anything I could explain. It wasn't artificial, not something coded or programmed. It was alive, untouched by the systems we've built, pure and infinite. In its presence, the suffocating grip of the screens faded away. And then I was given a choice. The voice from the light spoke again, gentle yet firm. You can return to the life you have taken for granted, or you can remain here, lost in what you've created. I didn't hesitate. Please, I whispered, let me go back. Let me make it right. The light surrounded me completely, and suddenly, I was gasping for air, the sound of beeping monitors filling my ears. I woke up in the hospital, disoriented but alive. My chest ached, and tears streamed down my face as the weight of what I'd experienced settled in. It wasn't just a dream. It wasn't just my story. It was a warning, one I couldn't ignore. And now, I'm sharing it with you because it's not too late. We've allowed technology to consume us, to dictate our lives, and to replace the things that truly matter: connection, presence, faith. But here's the truth. Technology isn't the enemy. It's the battleground. We must reclaim our lives before the algorithms claim them for us. We must prioritize people over screens, purpose over convenience, and connection over clicks. So ask yourself, how much of your life are you giving away to a glowing device? How much of your soul are you trading for likes, notifications, and endless distractions? The time to wake up is now. We can still change, but it starts with a choice. A choice to turn away from the false light of technology and toward the true light of what matters most. Because one day, sooner than you think, that choice may no longer be yours.